Okay, welcome to this Q&A session. This is Credulen, and we're bringing to you blockchain analytics. So this is a Q&A session, a question and answer section on blockchain analytics. So what is blockchain analytics? What is Web3? How do you make money in this business? How you as an immigrant, outside in the diaspora can partake in this field. What it is, basically, it's what we'll be answering in this Q&A session. And my name is Cyprian. I'm Credulence Head of Growth. And this Q&A session will be diving deep into a lot of things, and it will give you satisfactory answers to the most pressing question about blockchain analytics and blockchain in general. So I want you to stick with me to the end as we dive deep into this. And I'll be bringing an expert on board, someone that is in the field of blockchain, that is working with companies in the diaspora from in the Euro side of the world to US to Canada, someone that is vast in the field. And we'll be sharing with you his wealth of knowledge, how you can also benefit in joining blockchain analytics, right? Because a lot of people don't know what blockchain analytics is or what blockchain data is really. These words are all fancy to a lot of people. So I'm bringing on board our co-founder, the co-founder of Credulen, Mr. Zacchaeus. So, Mr. Zacchaeus, can you grace us with your presence?
Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when you're watching this. It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to have you too, sir. So I think a lot of people are curious about what this blockchain analytics is, right? A lot of people are curious about what's, some people have been in this thing for a while now, but many people don't know what it is, and we're bringing publicity and awareness to this. So I will start by asking a question because people that don't know you would like to know who you are. And my main question is, who are you and um, why this work matters to you, right? Why this education of people, telling people about things about blockchain and blockchain analytics, data and blockchain matter. Why do you so much have passion for this?
Well, I'll say I've spent 7 years or 8 years in data and 4 years in Web3. And today I work as a senior analytics consultant for blockchain firms around the world. But what drives me isn't just the work. It's seeing how many Africans, especially those abroad, immigrants,
Yeah.
educated, hardworking, but stuck in jobs that don't really reflect their true potential. I know the gap. I actually know the gap, and I know how blocking analytics can change that for a lot of people because it's a new space and it helps them to be able to shine even amongst the natives, that they are working with. So yes, it's not just about the work. I've been through or gone through all those different stages in the career space in this field, and I can literally tell you that the blockchain space is a very relatively new space, and the analytics combining blockchain analytics you know gives them a lot of opportunities and helps them to change their lives and all of that. Yeah.
Wow, wow. So you talked about opportunities. So I would like to pinpoint that. So when you talk about opportunities, you're talking about financial opportunities, right? So my question is, you said that you are here to help people, get opportunities right through blockchain analytics. So what do you mean by that exactly?
Well, there are many ways to create wealth. Business,
Yeah.
commodities, investments, even in Africa, the richest person in Africa gained wealth from commodities. When we talk about
Mm,
Dangote, right? Through
that's true.
agriculture, oil, and all that. But when we leave Africa and we go to the Western Hemisphere, the UK, US, the Western world, basically, you can't become very wealthy through farming or cement because those
Mm,
countries are already developed, right? They
yeah.
are not like African countries that are still developing, and you can get a lot of opportunities just by you may not even be in tech, right? You can
Yeah.
become the richest black person on earth. But when you go to those, when you are in the developed countries, they are
Yeah.
already developed, so there is little space for value creation and wealth creation when you are in those commodities side of the economy. Now, when we now
Yeah.
go to fourth industrial revolution skills like AI and blockchain, these are the new pipelines of wealth creation for a lot of people, and it means that getting the right skills in this space, because
Yeah.
these fourth industrial revolution skills like AI, blockchain, all of that, right? They are expanding the way we see the world. They are expanding value creation, and these are new spaces that I expect African immigrants to be able to gain skills, the right skills, and also get opportunities to create wealth. Yes, so let me not go far into that, but that's what I mean by that. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love when you mentioned that in Africa we do more commodities, and since we are really underdeveloped, there's a lot of gap. So it's easy for us to find ways to make money. While in diaspora, right, they are really developed, so there's a lot of bottlenecks, and it's really difficult. So I think that brings me to my other question. Since you have mentioned people in Africa, people Africans really abroad, right? So why do you say that Africans abroad are well more positioned for Web3 data and AI opportunities rather than um, Africans back home, right? Because we also have Africans back home that are also doing tech and trying to go, outside commodities. So why do you think Africans abroad are more positioned than the ones back home in the continent?
Well, yeah. So because of our previous conversations, and because abroad, you you already have the infrastructure, right? The
Yeah.
global exposure. When I mean abroad, for the people in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, Australia, these are developed countries, and the infrastructure is already
Yeah.
there. The global exposure, the access to opportunity. The challenge I have with a lot of African immigrants is, the survival mode distracts you, bills,
Yeah.
childcare, send money home, you know. But if you actually step back, you will see that you're actually in a very good place to grab these opportunities, you know, much more than Africans back home. Because see, the thing is, a lot of Africans back home are also getting these opportunities. They are really stretching their hands beyond the borders and ensuring that they are borderless and global, getting global opportunities. But it's not as easy. It's not is for the Africans, African immigrants, the African diaspora, in different countries of the world where they are in the Western world. They are more
Yeah.
positioned for these opportunities because these are where these opportunities are emerging from the most, right? Not that it's not emerging in Africa, but because you are there, they already have the infrastructure to ask, and those places are developed to give you those opportunities. So that's why I said, okay, Africans generally are, very innovative, they are very brilliant.
Yeah.
But the ones that are abroad are even more positioned for these Web3 opportunities, AI opportunities, blockchain opportunities, as it is emerging rapidly as we have now. Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful and insightful answer. It gives us a lot of things to think about. So, in terms of structures, I would love to ask some questions about the internet and blockchain analytics. A lot of people think this Web3 because we're being words like Web3, right? A lot of people think it's just crypto trading. And now you're talking about blockchain analytics. So, how is Web3 and blockchain analytics different? What's the difference between blockchain analytics and Web3? Is it not like the same thing? Like, how are
Um,
they different?
so a lot of people, blockchain analytics and Web3, they are blockchain analytics is a subset of Web3. Let me start from the crypto. Let me say, some people say when they hear Web3 or blockchain, what they just think is crypto trading. Crypto trading
Yeah.
is speculation, right? Up today, down tomorrow. Blockchain analytics is a career path, a
Mm.
well structured career path. It's about analyzing the data behind transactions, building insights, helping companies, governments, and startups make real decisions, right? It's
Mm.
stable, it's valuable, and it's growing fast. So, what's the difference between Web3 and blockchain analytics? Or maybe some people call it Internet 3.0, is that I know we've explained previously in many videos we've done. We've had the first wave of the internet, right? Where the
Yeah.
first wave of internet was all about information. The second wave of the internet brought us the social media, where that's web two. Now, this third wave of the internet is about trust and ownership. The internet of ownership, value creation, creating value and capturing value than it was much more than it was possible before, right? So
Mm,
when you look at, for example, the Web3 or the Internet 3.0, for example, look at Telegram today, for example, I can send you money on Telegram just by chatting with you. I don't have to go through a bank because Telegram has its own blockchain, right? Telegram is
mm,
integrated to its own blockchain. I can star a message you post on the Telegram group, and when I star it, it sends tokens to you. Now, all of
mm.
those things were not possible before, but it's only possible
Yeah,
now because of what blockchain. Telegram has its
blockchain.
own underlying blockchain that is powering its social media, its instant messaging application, Telegram, right? So that's the internet of trust and ownership. Ownership in terms of data, your data, for example, many people wonder how social media like Facebook make money. The truth is,
Mm,
you are actually product because the more you use those platforms, the more you use Instagram, you are generating content. They call it user generated content. That's Web2 for
mm,
you, second wave of the internet. So all of those data are treasures that these companies use to power their business model, their revenue model, right? But when it comes to Web3, which is the evolving wave of the internet as we know it, and I'm telling you, every social media in the next wave of social media we're going to be seeing now is going to be,
yeah,
you know, Web3 based social media where people have
yeah,
their data, all their digital footprint, they can determine what it can be used for. This might not sound a big might sound like a big thing for some people now, but
yeah.
it's already become a big issue. For example, for those in Europe now, when they talk about GDPR, right? In terms of data protection, is a big issue. Companies lose billions of dollars just because they are breaching the data identity of the. So
Yeah,
all of this is solved by Web3. So when we now talk about blockchain, blockchain is the technology that is powering Web3, right?
Web3.
Now, because we are not talking about blockchain analytics, is that when data is generated on Web3 space on blockchain powered internet, right? Um, Analyzing that data is what we now call blockchain analytics, and it's a gold mine. I
Mm,
know we'll still go into it, yeah, but let me not go
yeah.
too much.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really insightful answer. Mentioning how the internet 2.0, right? How it works and how platforms like Facebook's and the other platforms are actually using people to make money. And you mentioning Telegram, it's something that shows us the future is it's now, right? Shows us the future is now. So I would just like to finally ask, since we're in that social media phase, we're hearing a lot about AI, right? So I know you said blockchain is the foundation of which Web3 is going to be built on. So what is the how does blockchain analytics really connect to this bigger shift in the internet, like in the new internet 3.2 and also with AI, because AI is something that is relevant. So what is the connector there?
Okay, so let me say it. Every time blockchain is used for payments, so currently, a lot of people might not know, um, the new financial system is being powered by blockchain. The
Mm,
reason I'm saying it is we know a lot of fintechs, a lot of people know about bank, they know about fintechs, Stripe, Money
mm,
Point, Flutterwave, Paystack. We know about all these fintechs,
yeah,
right? Global fintechs. They are billion-dollar companies, unicorns. Right. Now, we are now seeing a rapid shift in the way global finance is being done, where
yeah,
a new thing called stable coins. Stable coins are powered by blockchains, right? Stable
mm,
coins make it easy for cross-border transactions, millisecond cross-border transactions than it was not possible before. Now, we are seeing companies like Google setting up their own blockchain. Google has hundreds of millions, if not billions of users. Now, Google is developing its own blockchain and ensuring that all of its, financial, anything that it has to do with, the financial side of their services is going to be powered by blockchain. We are seeing Mastercard and Visa, for example, even PayPal recently ensuring that people can do peer-to-peer transactions, with
using
cryptocurrency,
blockchain.
USDT, and all of these are powered by blockchain. So that means that this big shift happening in Web3, right, where
Yeah,
large institutions are coming in, means that we are going to see large amounts of blockchain transactions. And every time blockchain is used for payments, for supply chain, for gaming, for decentralized finance, for whatever, for payments, cards, all of those
Yeah.
things. It generates data, billions
Mm.
of transactions. And here's the gap. Most analysts don't understand blockchain. And as I said, most data analysts as we know it, they don't understand blockchain. And most blockchain guys don't understand analytics. So if you
Yeah.
can do both, you are rare. And rare
Mm.
means paid well, paid globally. So we see data analysts where they know sales data, they know the normal data that people interact with daily. But now we are now seeing that the new financial system of the world is moving on chain, on blockchain. Google, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Vista, MasterCard are already, moving. The financial system is already moving. Even the US government already, um, with the Genius Act from the United States, right, ensures that they are regulating the Web3 crypto space. That means that what I even saw in news recently, the US Chamber of Commerce is moving all their records on chain. That means that the new financial system of the world generally,
It's good.
right, is going on chain. That
On chain.
means that as many of these large companies are going to be using blockchain to power their global transactions, financial
Mm.
systems, right? They will need analysts that will understand blockchain and data. And that is why we are very passionate about what we are doing. It's a very unique niche and an opportunity. And, a lot of people need to take advantage of this. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. You mentioned a lot. So even the fact that even Google is making this move using blockchain, JP Morgan, even the US government, right? This shows that it's a big move. So now, since we have basically discussed and we have seen the opportunities right involved, my question on this segment is that I think it's a pressing question a lot of people will have, especially immigrants, and it's basically many immigrants feel stuck in low paying jobs and survival mode, like you mentioned before. So, how can blockchain analytics really change that situation? How can it change that for them? Many immigrants abroad.
Okay, so with blockchain analytics, you don't need relocation, you don't need to go to the office every day, you don't need another expensive degree or even a certification. The reason why I'm saying this is I know in the traditional data space, um, many times companies, so do you have certification or do you have UK experience or do you have US experience and all of that. So because the blockchain space is relatively emerging quickly, right? Um, Companies in that space don't have the luxury of asking this kind of question. They just want people that are skilled. So in this space, you just need your skills and a very good portfolio. And companies don't care where you live; they care if you can deliver insights, from blockchain data. And that means African immigrants can work remotely for global firms. You're in the UK, you can work for global blockchain companies in Poland,
Yeah,
in in Cyprus, in the US, or if you're in the US, I can work with companies in Canada, in Europe generally. So, and you earn your, dollars or pounds and finally break out of survival mode. So, and
yeah,
say this, there is an opportunity for immigrants to shine here because I speak with a lot of Britons, for example, white people in the UK, and I
yeah.
discovered that, a good number of them still are not so very familiar with blockchain. Very interesting.
Wow.
And I was still speaking with one two. I spoke with one 2 weeks ago. I spoke with one in August, and they were just, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" I was like, "Okay, this is very interesting." I mean, um, you would really think they really know much about this, and they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, really.
Opportunity for African immigrants to shine because we are not going to be competing with them. We are only going to be competing with a few people that know about this, whether they are white or Africans or all of that. So there's an opportunity for Africans to shine here. And that's why most companies in that space don't ask if you have UK or US experience. So and this is an opportunity to break out of survival mode. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And you saying, mentioning that, I don't think there's even competition because there's a lot of people that don't know about it. So I feel this is the best time to learn blockchain analytics. So my last question would be like about Crowdland. People are watching this video, they're learning about blockchain analytics, and they're discovering about Crowdland, right? So what makes Crowdland program different from any other tech bootcamp out there? There's a lot of tech bootcamps, maybe some programs even teach you about blockchain analytics. So what makes Crowdland program different from just any other program?
Well, I'll just say that we designed Credit for Africans, both home and abroad. It's not about cramming theory. It's about practical hands-on with portfolios that get you noticed, right?
Mm.
And we focus on support. We have community support, people that are in our cohorts and people that are done with the cohort classes. We offer post class and post program community support. We are actually helping you to land opportunities, not just complete a course, and that's why we are different, right? And we are helping you to land opportunities in a niche that is less competitive, not because it is not valuable, but because it is really relatively new when we look at the global workforce. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Helping people actually learn jobs, not just learn the skill. That's beautiful. So my other question is for somebody that is worried that they are not very technical, how realistic is it for that person to transition into blockchain analytics with Credit program?
Well, it's very realistic. You don't need a computer science degree, right? We start from scratch. If you can learn Excel, starting with Excel or Google Sheets, you are good. And you can learn this because it's not just about Excel. We just start with Excel as a level playing field for everybody, but we take you, advance you into understanding how to analyze blockchain data. There are platforms, tools we use for that, right? But if you are good to learn Google Sheet, then you are good to learn the other things that we're going to train you, right? So it's not that technical that me, I don't know programming. No, this is something that anyone can learn. And we've trained people from zero background, zero technical background into employable blockchain analyst, and it's step by step. So we do that. Yeah.
Wow. So basically, anybody with needs or no technical background can learn this. So my other question is, if someone wants to actually commit to learning this, like what kind of transformation can that person expect in the next like 6 to 12 months if they invest the time into learning this?
I would say in 3 months, you could move from zero knowledge to building your first blockchain analytics dashboard. In six
Wow.
months, you would have a portfolio that speaks louder than a degree, right? And that's what opened these doors, the doors to remote dollar paying jobs in this Web3 blockchain space. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Being able to do actual projects during the training is really amazing. So my last question is: yes, we're talking about blockchain, we're talking about now. So, but looking at the future of finance and tech in general, like where do you see your students? People that enroll in Credulence program that pass out. Like, where do you see them fitting in this? In this future of finance and tech? Because a lot of things
Uh,
are changing.
okay. I would say the future of finance is blockchain, and not just the future of
Okay.
finance. The new financial system is on blockchain, and the oil, the fuel of business is data, right? The new financial
Yeah.
system is now going on chain, is going on blockchain, and the oil of business is data. Now, our students sit right at the intersection, sit right at that intersection. You know, that, they won't just be job seekers. You won't be a job seeker. You'll be the one shaping
Mm.
the new financial system data, which is on chain, on blockchain. So that's why we are holding this free info session before our next cohort that is starting on October 13th, next month. So October 13th, our next cohort, right? So come ask your questions and see this as a path to, to global financial freedom for you. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for helping us answer questions that we have in our mind about Web3, blockchain analytics, and for the people in diaspora watching this is your opportunity to join Credit learn from someone that a platform that has real world experience. Learn from a platform that teaches you not just words but practical. You get practical teachings, you get to do projects, and also help you find those jobs, help you land those jobs, and we're building a community of support, right? So this is my last call to action to you. I want you to take the chance, leave that depressing job alone, leave that survival mindset, actually gain value, get something that makes you rare, that makes you stand out in a crowded place. Make yourself different, right? From every other immigrant self out there, make yourself different from every other person, right? You can be different by learning something that is unique and something that is different, right? The reason why diamonds are so valuable is because they are rare and they have a setting, setting chemical properties, right? So what makes you different in the marketplace is not just about what you're doing, but what you're doing that is different from every other person. So thank you so much, and just click on the arrow button and we'll see you on the inside. Bye.